Hello Flosstube, my name is Tamara, and in today's video I wanted to show you the wrap-up of my stitching May. I mean how the challenge of stitching honey bee designs ended up. And yes, it won't be a surprise because 3 of the designs, so I announced 4 designs, 4 projects I would say. 3 of them you already saw, I mean like finished. So I had stitched and finished such a tray by Shepherd's Bush, Busy Bees. So this is the tray I finished. Beautiful, really beautiful and nice one. So I talked in detail in my previous videos, that's why today I'm not going to say anything more because you're sick and tired of all these things. Then I had the honey pot by Mill Hill, such a decoration, because at least I want to make it it is already a decoration. The only thing I didn't have, it was like the back, like with the felt, because I didn't have this color of felt. I purchased it and I sticked it here, so this one is truly really finished and it will hang on my white tree. Also one more finish, it was another roll by Shepherd's Bush, and this is the beehive roll. Also it was shown in detail. This is how it looks like. This is how it looks like. Beautiful roll. And one more design which you haven't seen finished. This would be the front door bow by Dimensions. Design is Debbie Mom's designs, but the kit is by Dimensions. And this one is also finished. Yes, I managed, as I wanted, until the end of the month to finish this one. So just a sec, because this one is big. So this is how this one looks like. So when the last time I showed you it in a video, this part was ready and you saw it, this one. Since then I stitched the second big part, I would say, this flower teddy in flowers. I think it's a she, I don't know why. It has a bow and it has, you see, like flowers all over. And the bees, then it's the home sweet home words, and then 3 bee caps and 2 tinier bees and the flowers. So so far didn't have anything new except some half stitches which were used in the petals of these flowers on the teddy. Yeah, it was surprising for me, but I decided you can make, I think, cross stitches, but I think cross stitches won't have this effect when you backstitch all the things together. That's why I left exactly as it was set. I already said last time that the only change I made is, you see, on this teddy there are some French knots, kind of spots. I really truly didn't understand those spots, so I didn't make them. So this teddy doesn't have those spots. Except from this, I made everything according to the key. Then the mini designs. So there is a teapot here, a teacup, a bee, and also it's a bee cap, but this one has kind of, I think that this one is sugar bowl. I don't think it's something like which has this this form. And then here it's the coffee pot, or also a teapot, a very nice one, and 2 cupcakes. So it was a very easy stitch, colorful. I enjoyed it extremely, which made me happy while I was stitching it, and I thought that I should probably get more designs by Debbie Mom, because these designs bring you I don't know, positive feeling while you are stitching. I mean, the colors, the French knots, all the French knots which I used on her things, they're very nice, very, very nice. Enjoyed it deeply. And the 14th count Aida made the stitch very easy, just very, very easy. So finished stitching, and then I did as they said, like had here the parts together, connected them, sewed them, and then made the form of the bow and put the thing here. Honestly, there are two things which so per total I am satisfied. I'm very satisfied by the form of the bow. I'm not speaking about the stitches, all the things. Thanks God I calculated everything correctly, everything is seen, nothing is longer or shorter or unequal. But these things here, these two parts, they go one on the other, so it's inevitable. And as far as I could see, you see this part, it's the same in the preview as well. Okay, I understood this part, but you see these two parts, they look as if they have something inside, because if it stays naturally, it's beautiful, but it's like this, you see. In order to have it like this, so that these two designs would be seen perfectly, you have to fill it in with something, I don't know. So I don't know how it's called in English, but I know what it should be used here to be filled. So I think that something has to be filled in here when displaying it, because it doesn't affect the displaying of it, so that this one would sit beautifully, you see. So yeah, nice, really, really nice. So the piece of fabric which was there, and I said be very careful, don't throw it away when you open your kit. That one, it's supposed to be like put here, folded, put here, and sew. You know how it's called, correct? Just sew it. Mine is not very aesthetically beautiful, I agree. I did my best. I used to excuse myself, I think, many times in many videos, because I admit I'm not perfect in finishings at all. I'm not perfect at all. I'm trying a lot, but I'm not perfect. So yes, my first ever bow, like it a lot. I'm going definitely to stitch and finish the Wotem one, which I have also from Debbie Mom, also from Dimensions. I have a booklet from Stony Creek with designs, so I'll try. I think that besides the design which I have already in a kit, the next one which I'll try with like the fabric which I'll buy is going to be that one. One from that booklet from Stony Creek. Yeah, the idea is nice, and it looks also nice. So very, very contented, I would say, about this. About the materials, taking into account that this was a kit, the only thing I can tell you is that all the threads were enough, you see. All the threads were enough. These threads I'm kind of collecting because there are cases when, for example, you are stitching dimensions and they cannot be enough, and you can help yourself from the leftovers you have. But most important is that if you stitch quite a lot, or you stitch regularly dimensions, these leftovers can help you stitch a design which is out of print. Of course, if you can find the chart. I haven't stitched a design like this, but I'm planning, and probably it's going to be soon, and you'll see what I mean. I don't know how this one is going to turn out, but I hope it's going to be okay, because it's a design which I have been chasing for a long time, but still I cannot find it, and I want very, very, very much to stitch that one. So yes, the leftover, the threads, which is a good bonus for me at least, because I'm collecting them. So these are the finishes of May, Honey May, my Honey May. Where to put this one so that you would see it. Not a lot, I would say, not extremely a lot, but enough. All of them are finishes, so it's not something which waits to be framed. It can be displayed, used, touched. And this is important for me as well, to see the results of my stitching. I liked quite a lot in the last 3 months to have, how do I say, thematical projects, like it was the Pink March, the Bunny April, the Honey Bee May. I would have continued because I have topics, believe me, I have. But nevertheless, I thought that I would give myself summer holiday. So during the summer I decided to stitch whatever I want to stitch. So now no thematical months. And from the new designs, which I will start, first I will include a little part which was filmed earlier about a start which I have been waiting, a start of a new project which I have been waiting for a long time. And after I will show you possible starts of this summer. I have just received everything I need for a design, and I think that I'm going to start it because I'm dying starting it. That's why I decided not to wait the usual videos about the shopping I'm doing for cross stitch, and I decided to share with you what I have here. What I have here is one of the collaborations between Just Nan, Charlene Designs, and Shepherd's Bush. So this is about this collaboration, which is a friendship collaboration, and this is how the Just Nan's design looks like when it's finished. And this was a dream for me. I wanted desperately I wanted this design. But the thing is that when it's sold, all the 3 parts and the charms are sold by somebody on eBay, of course, because this is an old design of 2000, of the year 2000, so it's 23 years old design. Probably was limited because now it's difficult to find. And when all the 3 parts are sold by somebody, which is rarely, very rarely, they cost a lot. I just didn't want to pay so much money for, okay, I wouldn't say for a design which doesn't worth so much money. I even tried to look them one by one, and I couldn't find the Just Nan part. This is part 3. I couldn't find it at all. Then is when I said that, okay, let it be. Let it be. I won't fight anymore this to find this design. And when I said that I don't want to fight it anymore, I just saw on eBay that somebody was selling part 2 and part 3. So part 3, this is Just Nan, and this is how it looks like. I'm not going to show you here because the chart is here, that's why it's covered. So this is how Just Nan, how do I say, finished it. And this is the Just Nan part, actually, the butterflies and the peacock. So here what I actually need is a peacock charm, so a silver one, not a colored one. You see, and by the way, this peacock charm, it's a bead actually, it's not a charm, it's a bead. It looks exactly, you know, like the peacock mouse on a tin, like this one, but this one is colored. Also, it's beautiful, but it's colored. So it looks exactly. So the person was selling this one, the Just Nan, and was selling as well the Charlene Designs part. So it's this part. So this charm is needed. This is sterling silver. I don't know about the peacock, but this one is sterling silver. And here is how Charlene Designs finished this one. You see, this is how they finished in a frame, and this is their part stitched like closer, so that you would see how it looks like. And this true, it was an auction, and they were like the auction started from a decent price. I tried to participate, and when I saw that I won it for how they say, I think for how much they used to cost, so I didn't pay lots of money. I was super happy. So in the moment I purchased them, I was sure that I purchased them, I paid for them. I start looking for part 1 because I knew that part 1 I can find the easiest, because part 1 this is Shepherd's Bush, and Shepherd's Bush didn't take out of print this one. So the design, so Shepherd's Bush finished it, you see James Rensel's like mat here, and they finished, they stitched and they finished just their part here in a frame. So this one, because here's just the chart, you can find in a lot of shops, I think. Me personally, I purchased it from Shepherd's Bush shop, because for me it was difficult to find this guy, the Shepherd Charm. This one, I don't know why, but a lot of shops which sell these charms, I mean Shepherd's Bush charms, they didn't have the shepherd. They had a lot of others, maybe all of them the others, but they didn't have the shepherd. And when I looked through several shops, I see that I cannot find it. I even started fearing that this one is out of production and I won't find it. And I tried like to go to the source, to the Shepherd's Bush shop, and yes, I could purchase them from there. So the moment I had, this was the last piece which came to me. The moment I had it, I was like, wow, I have it. What's next? Next, I opened the key to see what materials I needed for these ones. And when I saw that the materials are so simple, I said, come on. So what they recommend to stitch it on a band linen of 28th count. I looked for a band, but the Mill Hill bands, which are easiest to be found, they are 27th count, they are not 28th. And for me, it's not so important to have it as a band, because anyway, I'm going to finish it in a bell pull. And speaking about finishing, from the moment I saw, by the way, I saw this design on eBay the first time, because I didn't know that such design exists. And I saw this finishing and I fell in love with the finishing. So for me, it's not, yes, the design is super beautiful, but the finishing is the one which made me fall in love. So I dream about finishing it like this. I don't have a bell pull like this one, because this one is out of production, out of print, out of production probably is correct to say. But I have a white, like the latest Just Nan used to release. So I'll try to use a white one here. I am going to try probably to make these ones, the cord and the tassels, because they're super beautiful, and I'll try to finish it here as well. I don't know what I'll have as a result, but I'm like dreaming having such a bell pull. Okay, speaking about the material, so I decided not to use a band linen, Aida band linen, because anyway I will finish it as a bell pull and I know how to finish the edges. That's why I'm going to use white Zweigart 28th count like linen. This is antique white, by the way. This is not white. I don't know why I prefer in a lot of cases to change the white in antique white. I like better how the effect of the threads are. And speaking about the threads, I was, how do I say, surprised that only these threads are used for the free designs. So it's only DMC, no hand dyed, no nothing. So super simple. The most difficult part it was to find the charts and the charms for the charts, but the materials, it's super simple. So when I pulled out of my stash the fabric, because I had it, I pulled out the DMC threads. I said, I want to start. I need to start. I waited too much for this design to be mine. That's why I'm showing it to you, because I'm dying of starting it. And speaking about Just Nan's collaborations, by the way, this is not the first one which I have. I have previously purchased one more. This is Side by Side. And this is also Just Nan and Charlotte, so no Shepherd's Bush here. I was waiting to find this one on eBay, both parts to be sold, and finally and hopefully and happily I found them. I have the embellishment pack, the 2 birds for this one, so I'm going to stitch this one as well, because this one also is super beautiful. I adore it. Then there is a collaboration which is called the Moon, the Stars, and the Moon, the Sun, and the Sun, the Moon, and the Stars, I think it's called. Also, it's Shepherd's Bush, Charlotte Designs, and Just Nan. Okay, for that design, I have the chart, because that one also is super old. But I thought about trying to get that design by myself, and because in that design for shepherd's bush is needed the girl shepherd, garden girl it's called. It's not shepherd, it's a garden girl. And since I ordered the other charm, of course I ordered this one as well. Then from the Charlan Designs is needed a sun charm. I don't have that one. I'll try to buy a sun charm similar. So I decided not to, how to say, hunt so deeply the materials for that one. So I'll try to find a simple sun. I would say no. Like not the one which is recommended, because the one which is recommended, again, it should be sterling silver, which is like this ones are also sterling silver, by the way. And the Just Nan design, it asks for a peacock, and the peacock should be this kind of peacock, which is you see in the octagonal peacock. This one it should be. This one actually is out of print and is hard to find, because there is, I think, 1 or 2 designs besides this which are using this one. And of course, all of them are rare, and when they like pop up on eBay, of course, they're expensive. Taking the, I mean, like the peacock from here, I won't. I like this design a lot, so I decided like using another peacock. They have such a peacock from Susan Clark's Originals. This one is smaller, but you can play with the design and attach this one. But you know what seems strange for me, because in this design, all the 3 charms, they are silver. You see, the silver shepherd, the silver this charm from Charlan Designs, and the silver peacock. But here, actually, it asks for the garden girl. It comes in silver. The sun comes in silver, but the peacock originally, like the peacock, should be colored one, which I don't know. I think it's going to be a dissonance. I don't know how to call it. And I would use also how do I say, what is it's here. I would use such a peacock, but I don't know where to find it, honestly, because this one is a bit. If I would find one like this, I would use that one. And if we speak about the materials for that one, for the sun, the moon, and the stars, that one has a lot of that one is much more expensive to stitch, because the shepherd's bush asks for Wigs That Works threads, not DMC. In the other 2 there are hand-dyed threads, one of which I couldn't even find because I think it's out of print. That's why I thought that I would try to stitch that one with the charm replacements which I will find, and with the threads which I have in my stash, matching threads which I have in my stash. But this is not now, this is going to be later, because you know, I purchased the garden girl, so I had the opportunity to buy some things from the shepherd's bush shop. I purchased the girl as well. Let it be, because it can wait for its time for the design. So far I am interested in stitching this one, finishing it, and when the time comes for the next collaboration by Just Nan, is going to be this one side by side. So the sun, the moon, and the stars is going to be later. I found one more collaboration. I don't know how that one is called, by the way. Honestly, I'll try to insert a photo. If you know something about that one, please tell me. But that one doesn't interest me so much. Maybe in future, if I will manage to get that one, maybe I'll stitch it. But so far I'm interested in these 2 I already have, in the third, which I want to stitch with my changes. Yeah, so this is about the collaboration how do I say, projects in which Just Nan participates. So I would say that from out of these 3 designers, I stitch a lot of Just Nan. I started stitching shepherd's bush not a long time ago, and I will try stitching Charlan Designs to see how it looks like. So just follow my videos and you'll see how this project is going on. And besides the project, which you saw that for sure I'm starting and I'm going to stitch. I have a few more plans on new projects, which I wanted to share with you. And these plans are going to be not for a month, but I would say for whole 3 months of summer. Yes. So what I want to stitch for sure, so that I would have my plans, my how they say, lines, seasonal lines finished. This is such just a tiny biscorner. This is feathers and flowers, because I have stitched all the tiny biscorners so far, and this would be the last one. That's why I would like very much to finish it this summer. So here it requires DMC. It has already an embellishment pack like this. And it requires 2 colors of fabric. Yes, one side is going to be one color and one side is going to be another color. So one side is going to be raw, and the other requires little boy blue linen. I have that linen in 28th count, because here it's required 32nd. That one has been bought and stashed for a certain design. That's why I decided, it's an out of print linen. That's why I decided that the classical ice blue, which can be found anywhere, everywhere, is going to be okay here, and I'm going to take this one. So I have to take out DMC threads from my box, and this design is ready to be started. Okay, and one more design which also will close the 4th part of a series. This is the stitching trays by Shepherd's Bush, and this is going to be Gather Moments. So the one with a sheep, because this would be the 4th, and this is the design which is here. What I have in the kit is everything as usual, because there is the linen, the raw linen, the organizer, 2 tiny bee buttons, and the threads. Not a lot of threads, but I don't need a lot for this design. So these 2 are kind of must, I would say, because with them I would finish some series. Also from Shepherd's Bush I pulled out rolls, 3 of them, because in the last several months I kind of managed to stitch and finish 1 roll per month, and I thought that maybe it's going to be a good tradition to continue as so. That's why I took some rolls which I thought that they are very summery and gardeny. I don't know if such a word exists. Okay, so the first one which I can show you, this is In My Garden. Such little roll, a very nice one. Then I have Garden Roll, this one, also super nice. And a Birdhouse Roll, this one, also very nice. Here it is. So yes, I pulled them out. I'm not sure if I'm going to manage to stitch them all, or just 1, or just 2, or maybe I'll change my mind and I'll take something else from the rolls I have. So I'll see. It will be great that I would have a roll per month, but this is not a work, this is a hobby, so I allow myself not to to stitch everything what I am announcing. One more design. This is Tall Flowers, which so I purchased the chart recently, but I didn't have the how it's called, the charms, and I finally have the charms. So yes, I would like to stitch this one as well. Also, it's a garden. You see, I said that I won't have a theme, but I have already one. This is garden. The theme is called garden. And yes, I will show you a lot of them, I admit. Then I have such a design which is a Pretty Winder Pocket. This is an out of print, if I'm not wrong, and I purchased this one. I mean, like the chart with an embellishment pack, And here the embellishment pack is not everything. It would be great if you would have such a winder, yes, thread winder butterfly. I have one. It's not silver and purple, it's golden purple. It is handmade. And yeah, I'm not going to use them as winders, you know, like because this is going to be just for this, for the beauty, I would say. Here it's stitched, this one is stitched in on opal linen. It's Angel Song. I don't know where to take this linen, that's why I will think about it. Maybe I'll choose something else what I have in my stash. From this series I also have because I think that this may be a start for a new, you know, like seasonal series. I have the Owl Winder Pocket, this one. And this one I had the opportunity to purchase with the owl itself. You see how it looks like. And yeah, nice one. And there is also one more pocket, I think the only one which still can be purchased. This is the one with slider, the Christmas holders. So I would like to purchase that one and stitch that one in winter, so that I would have like the pockets stitched. Also from Nan, so I'm showing you some designs which I'm not sure that all of them are going to fit into my summer. I have Small Delights as such a chart, Small Delights. This is Summer Stroll. By the way, this one is out of print already, unfortunately. And this one is a beautiful one. I have it with the embellishment pack. Here is such a nice turtle. So I have been liking this one for a long time, and I thought, why not? Taking it and stitching it. I don't think this one is going to be a complicated stitch. Yeah. And from the bigger Nan, I would say, the Cynthia sampler, I showed that I purchased the chart not a long time ago. I have the pearl hearts. I have the pearl hearts via SJ Designs. I purchased the rose quartz Karen, which was requested here. There are two Mill Hill, just a sec, let me open here. There are two Mill Hill bead colors here. I have them in my stash, didn't bring them here, but I have them. And there is a lot of pearl. So from the pearl, which is asked here for this design, I don't have 3 of them, 2 of which, this is a pearl number 8 from DMC, you see, 2 of which I purchased, but I need the number 12, 778, and I don't know why, but I noticed like in the last 2 years, I think, at least here in UK, it's more difficult to find DMC pearl number 12. So 8, yes, almost every shop which sells DMC, it has number 8, but no number 12. So I will see if I'm going to hunt that number 12. So it's a DMC 12, but the color shade is 778. Or I will use, because number 12 is the DMC which is thinner. Not thicker, this one is the thicker, that one is the thinner. Maybe I will use simple DMC like cotton thread. This is also cotton. DMC simple thread which you use for cross stitch. So I'll see first of all where this one is used in stitches, if it's imperial to purchase the pearl one or I can use the usual one. So yes, this would be the things which I would like to start this summer and stitch. Not promise that they are going to be a finish, just, I don't know, I just looked for my designs, pulled out the ones which I'd like to stitch this summer. I'm going to put them in a separate box and I'm going to choose from them. I haven't showed you anything, how to say, pretty big, pretty important. Because unless I'm not going to finish Sweet Nectar, I'm not going to start another big progress. That one is kind of last stitches. I'm doing the last stitches. That's why I'm going to finish that one, and then I'm going to start something new. Also speaking about the big projects, I have been stitching this month also on my chatelaine design, Sanssouci. I haven't shown you anything, and I won't so far, because chatelaine is such a huge, big design that when you fill in the background with a color, and you fill in that background with 1,500 how they say stitches, that's nothing. You stitch quite a lot, a few hours, yeah, a couple of hours at least, but you can say that there is anything. Or for example, I don't remember how many thousands, because I had almost 5,000 stitches on that one, but I don't feel like I want to show you because it's a mess, and then nothing is clear there. That's why I decided that I will still show you that design when I'll have it is going to be rarely, but at least I will have a part which you will be able to admire and say, okay, yes, you made a progress here. So yes, at least one big project for this summer. I mean, besides the chatelaine, of course, I will find myself. Yeah. And that's it. That's everything what I wanted to show you in today's video. I hope you liked it. I hope it was interesting for you. And of course, see you in my next videos. Until then, bye bye.